Alrighty guys, sorry it took me so long to get you a results video out. I pretty much was all morning at Joe's, and then come home and had to take care of Dad for a while there. And then I ended up taking a power nap, which I needed it. I'm still tired, but I wanted to get you guys a result video and just not leave you guys hanging. I tested 6 saws. I did not take any 501s or 4910s with me. Joe is pretty scarce on time too. He's got a bunch of projects going on that he's trying to stay on top of. I was grateful enough to, or he was grateful enough, or however it works. He was nice enough to take time out of his day to get me in today for some dyno runs and much needed R&R. I needed a little bit of a break from the situation that I'm in from day to day, so it was good to get out, hang out with a good friend, and we got to play with saws a little bit there, and shoot the breeze about porting and stuff for a little bit. It's always a good time. I had some put up more than I thought I would get, and then I had others I was hoping for a lot on, but we didn't get it. So let's see here what ones to start with. This has got two different saws. I guess I'll walk over here and show you. I ran the 362 with the filter sticking out of the back, the 362R that was donated to the channel. That was a salvage cylinder. That is the blue lines right there. Put up 6.2 horse, so that would be this line there. I don't know if I've quite got the tune dialed in, but she settled in here. So it made, the compression is nowhere near where I wanted it to be, and I was not able to hit the numbers that I wanted because that was a salvage cylinder. But still managed to put up pretty decent power. It's a little bit higher, higher strung. But now this red one is 6.2, which is the new cylinder on that 620 that Super Dave donated. And there's video I haven't released it yet. There's video of me porting that, or doing port work to it, or whatever. I can't remember. I haven't released it yet. I've been saving it for, like, on days when I can't make a video. I was gonna drop it because it's not nothing major. All I did to that was cut a 12 thousandths flat band in the chamber. I moved up the secondary, did not touch the primary, did not touch the lowers, and cut, I think it was like 26 off the base. And I left the intake where it landed, and then I moved the exhaust up 26, 28 thousandths, something like that. So I didn't even use a wheel on it. It should still be almost factory numbers, but with just muffler mod and just mild work, that's what a 620 will produce with just very minimal work. And I did that for a reason. For one, I've never done a 12 thousandths flat band cut, and I wanted to see how the saw behaved. And later on, if I change my mind, I can jump back in there and I can give it the 7.3 numbers. But I'd probably have to throw a wheel. I know it's 102 on the roof, but I can't remember what the rest of my numbers are on that 7310 or the 7.3 horse 620 off the top of my head. But I can always just re-wheel it later if I want to duplicate it. Which I still don't think I'd manage to hit it, because that 7.3 one has a homemade pipe on it, and I do think the pipe is helping. But you can just see how nice of a work saw that is with that big broad power band there. From that thing's over 6 horse, like 7,500, and I don't know, about 10.5 or so. I'd go from here to here to what I would classify as a good broadband. It is lower down in the RPM band than the 362, but which is normal. Steels are typically a little higher strung. 620s are not, so I'm going to call that a win. That's a great work saw build. Probably a really good firewood saw. Let's get on to the next one here. This one's got this one's got 3 saw runs on it. Real happy with the dual port muffler on the white one. I changed from to give you guys an idea, I changed nothing on that saw. Not even really the tune on the carburetor even. That saw is still breaking in. But going from the 1-inch outlet to my dual 1-inch outlet, she's putting up some big power. That white one, the 372 Pro clone, she put up 8.7, and that's this blue line right here. I mean, just an absolute. That saw, well, you saw the videos cut. That saw is an absolute monster. That for a clone Chinesium saw, I couldn't be happier with that build. I call that one a great success. That's and it put up repeatable pulls. It was like the, you know, it didn't vary much at all. So that's telling me that the saw's not making too much heat as well as the more pulls we pulled on it. Now the experimental orange one, I'm calling it a failure, but for one, it would not run right there. The Chinese carb is just absolutely not wanting to fuel the thing. It's giving us all kinds of problems. That's this real pink squiggly line there. It like in this area here, it just did not want to cooperate. And then after the carb shifted into a different mode, it kind of straightened out a little bit, but it still put up 7.6, and that's with mild numbers. And it was running like poo. Like, we had to start the thing I don't know how many different times, and no matter which way we tuned, and I ended up ripping the rubber grommet off, which I think I don't know. I don't even think that's in my pocket. I think I might have left my rubber grommet at Joe's, next to his needle nose pliers, wherever I set that at. So I might not have a rubber grommet for that one no more, but it's not that big a deal. It's just a grommet that goes over the carburetor. I can always pick it up next time I go there. But I mean, compared to a stock one though, 7.6, a lot of people would probably be pretty happy with that. I'm going to call it a failure because it's not what I was after. But we will be revisiting that orange low top model one. I'm not done experimenting. I'm going to have to hunt down and find a better carburetor for it before I go in any farther on it. And then the 272 put up a little more than I was expecting. We got 7.3 out of the thing, and that's the lighter blue graph there. And I think as that 272 is fresh as fresh can be. New bearings, new seals, new piston, new rings, and it's the used cylinder that I honed, and so that saw is really tight, and it literally, you guys saw it run on the bench, and then I haven't even put it in wood, and it went right to Joe's, and you know, these dyno pulls were right. Nothing's been changed since the bench run pretty much. So that saw, I can only expect it to get better. It runs flawless. It started up good, runs good, didn't give us any fits on the dyno. But you can see there's a huge jump between them two there. But so yeah, so that's that. The 272 jamming pretty good, I think, for a short stroke saw. I think I could manipulate the numbers a little more and get that a little bit hotter, but as it is right now, I think it's an absolute flawless, everyday use, super strong, good build. I'm probably not going to touch it. It's just going to let it break in. And then this was all solid. This was the 272. These are 3 back-to-back pulls on it. It's all really close. The best pull is, I think, 7.3 on this. I think we had a couple other ones that were a little bit higher, but I know these 3 pulls here were solidly warmed up, so it was between 7.21, 7.3, 7.28, and the tune curve is staying pretty consistent, so that tells me that she's running pretty good, not erratic and all over the place like that orange one is giving me. And now on to the one that I'm pretty proud of. This saw achieved way more power than I was expecting. And take in mind that this 400 is brand new. It has less than 1/8 of a tank of gas run to it since it was bought at the steel dealer. I bought that thing, made a few test cuts with it, tore it down, did all sorts of bad things to it, and I was shooting for the moon. You know, I was swinging towards the fences, and I feel I knocked it out of the park on it. After that reset, she come alive. I've not test cut with it yet after the reset or recalibrate or whatever the heck you guys want to call it. I don't know. It where you hold it on choke for the 30 seconds and then pull the trigger, and it goes into like a weird flubber mode, then it jumps up to high RPM, and then it stays at high RPM, and then all of a sudden comes crashing down to a weird idle, and then straightens back out. That's what I did to it, and it come alive in the hands, even with barn chain on it. The thing is super snappy. I really, for 67 cc's, I did not expect this kind of power out of it. But these red lines here are a stock one. Joe threw a stock one up for us. And then here's where it's fairly cool yet. She is making some heat, but like I said, that thing, I jacked the compression up on it. It is more play than work, but I will work it, and if I blow it up, I blow it up. But she put up, the best pull I had was 8.81, and she was pulling between 8.5 and 8.47 after she was up to temp pretty consistently. It hits a wall about 14,000 RPM. I think there's more in the saw. If we could get it, like I think it wanted to climb up more in there with the port work I did to it, but the computer stuff is just not allowing it. I'm actually surprised that the computer stuff actually allowed it to make this kind of power, but it gave up nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing in any RPM range at all over a stock one. And that makes sense after seeing this, is why the thing, I got 50% faster cut speeds out of it testing here with just testing speed cuts. So I think for 67 cc's, 8.8 horse, 8.5, 8.4, however you want to look at it, 8 horse in general, but it's well over 8 horse, and that thing for 67 cc's, I'm going to call it a win. I am super stoked with that. I know a few other ones have been tested there. I'm not, you know, it's not my job to give out the results on there, but this one's smacking a home run in my book. Very happy, and it's still, I mean, from 8,000 RPM, it's still over 7 horse, and at 13.5, it's still over 7 horse. That is a huge span of usable power in that thing, and I can't wait to get, like, I think it was Gary Buxton was telling me that them things take a little while to break in or whatever, and then it's like a switch gets flipped. I personally don't know on the 400s. I've never had one. This is my first one, and mine's got less than 10 minutes of run time on it. So honestly, I think it's got more time on it now just pulling dyno pulls than what I have actually cut with it. So I expect 2 things out of that. one of two things. It's either going to get better and just be an awesome saw, or we're going to see piston blow apart and magnesium melt out of it from me cutting it, because a lot of people were telling me not to cut that piston, but I'm gonna do me. If I went into that build full well knowing the bad consequences that could come as a result of me manipulating that the way I did. So if she blows up, she blows up. I just hope I catch it on camera for you guys if I do blow it up. You guys like carnage? Who don't like carnage? I'll be bummed out if it happens, but I think if I pop it, it's like $489 or something for another piston cylinder kit for it. If I can probably get on back order, but I would probably most definitely pick up another piston cylinder kit, and then I would find out what caused the failure, whether it be the ring gland blowing off the piston or the piston catching fire and melting down. I'd find the problem, try to reassess it to get a little bit more durability, but hang in the power factor. And I'm glad I didn't push it any hotter than I did, because I don't think it would have been a benefit with it coming up and smacking a wall at 14K. But that thing, you know, it's wanting to, you know, that's why it just screams through the cut. She's pulling some good RPM, I think. So I'm totally stoked with that. Let me know what you guys think of that. I think for 67 cc's, you know, over 8 horses, just incredible. On a side note of me sitting here babbling, that's the test results on these. So that's that. On a side note, I did get my Dyno Joe manual chamber cutter. So, and I bought quite a few different sleeves for it. Pretty much 026 all the way to 660 big bore. I didn't opt to get the oddball Husqvarna sleeves. If I end up needing a sleeve, if I can get this material, I can probably make sleeves for different things. But yeah, so it was a little pricey with all the add-ons that I got with it, but I think it was well worth it. And I think we're gonna do. It's not that I didn't necessarily need this. I wanted it, if that makes sense, because I've got this. This gives me another option, different way to cut chambers. So that makes, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different ways now that I can cut chambers. It just depends on what I'm trying to do, I guess. So looking forward to that. Haven't touched the 8000 here yet. I'm probably not going to touch it tonight because I am dragging. Honestly, after this video, I'm probably just going to stuff some wet wood in the stove and probably just going to chillax and watch a movie tonight. Do some thinking on what I want to do on this thing. Projects. I always seem to be doing this to myself. I picked up a Poland Tim Allen Signature Series 3750. Been wanting to dabble with one of them for quite a while. It's in rough shape, but hopefully we can get her fixed up and build that on the channel. And then I stopped up at my buddy's body shop, and he hooked me up with tons more of these scuffy pads that I use in my port work. It's such a blessing to have a buddy. Like, he uses them to scrub on body parts, and once he does that with them, they're no good to him. But I cut them in them strips and use them in my port work and on lathe and all that stuff. And that little bit of primer and bodywork dust inside them doesn't hurt what I do one bit at all. So I'm perfectly fine recycling them for my uses. It works out good for both of us. He doesn't have to throw them away, and I don't have to buy them. So that works out. That's always a bonus. But blabbed on here almost 20 minutes, guys. Sorry about that. I think I'm going to call this a vid right here. Let me know what you guys think about the dyno results, and I'm going to do some thinking on how I want to revisit that orange one, and we'll go from there. But I think I'm going to bust this 8000 out, try to get it pretty rowdy, and then we'll see what I jump into next. So you guys take it easy, have a good one, and enjoy.